Ryan, a 3-0 win tonight against Wombwell Town. You must be absolutely delighted with that.
I am. I think I was just saying there to the lads that between me and the management group this morning, that was the hardest 11 to pick. We've always said with our kind of philosophy and our ethos that we will look at every game differently, and we made some changes today just purely on that basis. We know what Wombwell are like. They've had a fantastic season last year, and they're a very good side. They've got some very, very good players, so they'll come back stronger. They'll be a good side this year. Make no doubt about that. But I'm delighted with the players today because that's a tough test. They're very direct. They're good at being direct. It's not a slant on how they play. They play good areas. They've got some good players. They're fair up tops. Very good, and we had to be on it today. I think they had 10-15 minutes in the first half where they looked the better side, but we got to grips with it quickly, and that's the beauty of the group we've got. They're willing to adapt. They're willing to kind of adapt to maybe little changes that we make on the sideline, and they stood up to the test today, so I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, we limited Wombwell to one or two half-decent chances, nothing major.
Yeah, and like I say, the long throws come in. They've got two really good centre-halves that come up and attack the ball well. Fairing's obviously going to be a constant threat all game. So credit to the back four. I always say a clean sheet's not just the back four, and it's the whole team, because you've got people putting their heads in the way and making blocks. But I'm really pleased for kind of them as a whole, and that includes the lads from the back four that have been on the bench. I know it's been difficult for Nathan coming out a little bit, and even Mason at times, but that's credit to them as well because their attitudes are excellent.
A bit of an incident in the final 10 minutes. Do you know what happened?
No, I'm not sure. I think I'll leave the referee to report on that. I think something went on with the linesman. I was more worried. I thought he'd gone down or he'd collapsed, so I was glad to see that he won. So fair enough, he's come back out and he's finished the game. So I'll let them deal with that side of the game.
Muller's got his first goal for the club tonight. What a goal it was.
Yeah, unbelievable. We know he's got that quality. I think I've said to everyone that that's why we brought him to the club. He's still learning the game. He's still learning this level of football because he's played local for a long time, but you can see when he's on the ball, he's got such unbelievable quality. And I was really pleased for him because, again, sometimes he's had to come out the side, but to go in there and just wrap that one in the top corner, brilliant.
Another goal for Ollie Green as well. We all thought the chance was gone, and then it popped in the back.
Yeah, I don't know how it went in, but I think that sums
him up.
Yeah, it does. It sums up his tenacity, and he runs and he runs and he runs. And to be honest, he's probably playing on the right where he'd rather play down the middle. But again, that's the type of lad he is. He absolutely runs his nuts off every game. And to get that again, where it's a scrappy goal, but he's scored two now this season, so they all count. And he's only going to get better and better.
Des with the icing on the cake right at the end as well, and he thoroughly deserved that man of the match as well. He's got a great reception from base as well too.
Yeah,
to set it up.
It was brilliant. Mason stepped in, we brought him on for fresh legs, and that worked. But I thought Des was absolutely outstanding. He got the man of the match, and he fully deserved that. I think to go against up two really good centre-halves like he's done, and he was strong. He brought others into play, and we just said from last week against Ekid, he didn't think he particularly had a good game, but he just needs to speed his play up. And then you know what he's like in front of goal. He gets that one chance. He did it the other day on Saturday, so he scored a goal. So it's about now keeping those standards. It's okay winning today. We've got to go against Saturday, another really tough game. So it's a bit of a challenge to the boys. They can enjoy that tonight. They can rest up the next couple of days. We'll train Thursday, and we'll look forward to the weekend.
I guess the only disappointment from the first 45 minutes was that we weren't further ahead. I think we had two good chances in the space of 2 minutes, Oggy in behind, and then Muller's 1v1.
Yeah, and that's it. That's another thing we've got to be a bit more clinical, because against good sides like that, we've weathered a little bit of a storm, and then you go and get two or three chances where you could actually be two up at half time. So you don't want that to come back to punish you later on in the season. So that's stuff we work on, but yeah, delighted with the overall performance.
You mentioned it at the start, but how big a test was that for a young back four tonight against a very experienced front line and a giant front line?
It is, yeah, it is. It's one of them, because you speak to a lot of managers nowadays, and they're going about experience. It always used to be, we need a striker. Now everyone's going, we need that experienced centre half. But at the end of the day, if they're good enough, they're old enough to play football. And again with Nathan, again with Mason, who's had to go in there, Noah, Cal, they're putting a real competition up for places now between each other, and that only drives standards. But yeah, fair play to them two today, because they come up against a big number 9. They weathered it, they won headers, and especially Noah coming in really for his first competitive game. But I think again, Cal, captain, 18, 19, he's only going to get better, and he kind of led through that today, so that's a really positive.
3 wins out of 3, no, you can't ask for much more than that, can you?
No, listen, there's points that we still want to be in the FA Cup, of course. We're still gutted about that. We're still gutted about other parts of performance, but at the end of the day, football's a results business. So we're happy with that. We know that it only lasts 24 hours. We move on quickly, so we look forward to Saturday now.
Big well done, right?
Cheers, thank you.